Hello everyone, welcome back again to Liverpool Report today. We've got the latest updates on our beloved club Liverpool, but before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of Liverpool Report news. Let's get started.
Gravenberch has gone from fringe figure to midfield force at Liverpool, earning the nickname Gravy for good reason. After a slow start following his 33.7 move from Bayern Munich, the Dutchman has emerged as Arneslot's ultimate enforcer, helping the Reds clinch the Premier League title with a staggering 37 starts in 38 games. Gravenberch, still only 23, admits the scale of his success hasn't quite sunk in yet, but with a growing trophy cabinet and a newfound defensive edge, the former Ajax prodigy has officially arrived and he's eyeing a bigger role for the Dutch national team next. Gravenberch has been different gravy for Liverpool this season, which fits in perfectly with the nickname that's been given to the Dutchman on international duty. Gravy has enhanced his reputation in Holland for being a serial winner during his 2 seasons at Anfield, becoming Arneslot's midfield enforcer as the Reds were crowned Premier League champions after his debut campaign under Jurgen Klopp ended with a Carabao Cup medal. The 23-year-old won 3 Eredivisie titles with Ajax, as well as 2 Dutch Cups, the Bundesliga and German Super Cup with Bayern Munich, and was part of the Holland under-17s team that became European champions in 2018. Gravenberch said, "The realisation about how much I have won so far isn't quite there yet. Maybe it will come later. It all goes so fast. Of course, I know that winning the Premier League is one of the biggest prizes you can win. For the past 4 weeks, it has just been a big celebration. The celebrations and the bus ride were wonderful to experience. It has been a super great season, and that makes me proud. The Premier League is the strongest league in the world. I showed myself to the world again and achieved my goals." It took Gravenberch time to find his place at Liverpool following his 33.7 million arrival from Bayern. He had also struggled in his one and only season in the Bundesliga after moving to Germany from Ajax after breaking through at the Amsterdam club under the guidance of Erik ten Hag. The Dutchman made a respectable 21 Premier League starts under Klopp, yet Slot's bold decision to move him into a more defensive midfield berth immediately reaped dividends, with Gravenberch making 37 starts in 38 games as the Reds romped to the title. Gravenberch said, "When the coach told me about where he wanted me to play, I just thought, when can I start? I knew I could do it, even though defensively I sometimes had my doubts. I do think I took a big step forward because it actually went naturally. From the first training session, it went pretty well. As the season went on, opponents started to put a different pressure on us and closed us down through the middle, but that created space somewhere else. It was up to us to find the free players. How did I do that physically? Good question. It's a matter of recovering well, where the people at Liverpool also deserve a big compliment. Football has become a running sport. Running, running, running. The intensity is of course higher than before, especially in the Premier League. I have that by nature. I can run. But at Ajax, the emphasis in training was more on technique and positional play. In England, you have to run a lot more." Gravenberch hopes his emergence as a key performer at Anfield will enable his international career to flourish in a similar way. The Dutchman didn't feature for a single minute during last summer's Euros, when Holland reached the semi-finals before losing to England. Gravenberch added, "That's how it goes in football. What happened at the European Championships can happen, and then you have to move on. At Liverpool, I was given the chance to become a base player and to show myself. That was my goal, and I succeeded. But I still have no idea yet what my role will be exactly for the national team, because the coach can go in different directions with me. I can play in all positions in midfield, but especially at 6 and 8. I am curious to see what he chooses. Before at Ajax, I really wanted to play left half, but now I don't care anymore." Sadio Mané's journey since leaving Liverpool continues to spiral, with Al Nassr reportedly giving the Senegalese star the green light to find a new club this summer. After just 2 seasons in Saudi Arabia and a brief stint at Bayern Munich, Mané now finds himself on the transfer list as the Saudi Pro League side targets Manchester United's Alejandro Garnacho as a potential marquee signing. Mané's dip in form hasn't gone unnoticed internationally. Either the 33-year-old has asked to sit out Senegal's friendlies against Ireland and England after being heavily criticised by fans during recent World Cup qualifiers. While his former Liverpool teammate Luis Diaz remains committed to Anfield, Mané's next destination remains unclear, but one thing is certain. The once feared forward is at a crossroads in both club and country. Al Nassr have told former Liverpool star Sadio Mané that he can leave the club this summer as they look to bring a top-class replacement to Saudi Arabia. It continues Mané's torrid time since leaving Anfield, which he did after they lost the Champions League final in 2022. He was a star with the Reds, forming one of Europe's most fearsome attacks, but has been unable to continue that form since leaving English shores. A move to Bayern Munich lasts just a season, and now Al Nassr, where he's played alongside Cristiano Ronaldo, have told him he can seek pastures new after 2 seasons in the Middle East. There are rules over how many foreign players can be in a team, and the Saudi outfit have set their sights on Alejandro Garnacho. The Manchester United star has struggled to convince Ruben Amorim, who has left him on the bench for key games, and a move away from Old Trafford is being discussed and could ultimately suit all parties. Mané's former Liverpool teammate Luis Diaz was also seen as an option, but Arneslot claims he wants to retain the player. That is despite the Colombian admitting he's not held contract talks with those at Anfield as he considers his next move. It could all leave the Senegal icon looking for a new home, and he's copping it on the international stage too. So much so that he's asked to sit out his country's upcoming game against England. The Three Lions will host the African nation at the City Ground in Nottingham in a matter of days. Mané asked to be left out of Senegal's showpiece friendly against England after being targeted by critics and trolls over his recent performances for the African country. The 33-year-old was gutted to be singled out for widespread stick after the 2 World Cup qualifiers against Sudan and Togo in March. His request to miss Friday night's clash against the Republic of Ireland and the meeting with England, and cited personal reasons which were reluctantly accepted by coach Pop Thiaw. Thiaw said, "It is a personal decision that belongs to Mané, and I respect it as a coach. Sadio is a very important player for us, but I don't coach one player, I coach 26 players, and so the most important thing is the collective. I have put together a squad of players who are available and ready to fight with pride for the national jersey." Liverpool are on the brink of smashing the British transfer record as they intensify efforts to sign Bayer Leverkusen's midfield maestro, Florian Wirtz. The Reds have tabled a staggering £113 million bid, £100 up front and 30 minutes in add-ons, but still trail the German club's £126 million valuation. With Wirtz making it clear that Anfield is his only destination of choice, and Manchester City backing out of the race, Liverpool are confident a deal can be reached. Talks are ongoing, with the player ready to fly in for a medical after Germany's Nations League third-place playoff. Boss Arne Slot believes Wirtz is the creative force Liverpool need to maintain their Premier League dominance and mount a serious Champions League challenge. Liverpool have submitted a new offer to Bayer Leverkusen for Florian Wirtz, but are still below the German club's valuation of the player. The bid totals £113 million with £100 initially and a further £13 million in add-ons. It would be a British transfer record, eclipsing the £107 that Chelsea splashed out on Enzo Fernandez back in 2023. But Bayer Leverkusen believe the German star is worth £126 million until £150 million. Talks are continuing between the clubs and will go on through the weekend. Liverpool do not want to pay the full asking price the Bundesliga side are looking for and are hoping to strike a compromise. Wirtz, 22, has made it clear to his club that he only wants to move to Anfield after Manchester City opted out of the race for his signature when it became clear his preference was Merseyside. Liverpool do not want to pay the full asking price the Bundesliga side are looking for and are hoping to strike a compromise. Wirtz, 22, has made it clear to his club that he only wants to move to Anfield after Manchester City opted out of the race for his signature when it became clear his preference was Merseyside. Boss Arne Slot sees Wirtz as a player who can push Liverpool forward as they bid to defend the Premier League title and go for glory in the Champions League. He's seen as a talent who can make an instant impact, but with the potential to become even better over the coming years. Personal terms won't be an issue once a fee is agreed, and the player is waiting for the green light to head to Liverpool for a medical next week after Germany face France in the Nations League third-place playoff on Sunday. Rudi Völler, the former Leverkusen sporting director, speculated that progress on a deal was being made earlier this week. It's no secret that he'd like to go to Liverpool, Völler told DAZN. I know the clubs are negotiating with each other, but with transfers like this, it's often the case that it takes a while until an agreement is finally reached. Of course, in the end, you have the feeling it will go through. Florian Wirtz has proven that he is a very, very valuable player. Not only for Bayer Leverkusen, but also for the national team. That's why he costs a few euros more.